NASCAR President Mike Helton says that doctors Joseph and Rose Mattioli would show up to different racetracks and always attended a ton of NASCAR events because they felt like the people involved were their extended family. Over the past 2 days, many members of that extended family showed up at the Pocono Community Church to pay their final respects to Joseph Mattioli, the founder and chairman of the Pocono Raceway.
He's iconic, not just in this area, but all through our industry. Doc Mattioli and Rose were a bit of pioneers for our industry and our sport, and particularly for NASCAR. And so it's sad to say goodbye to him, but he led a great life and had a lot of passion and energy that will characterize Pocono for us for decades and generations to come.
Mattioli served on the NASCAR Hall of Fame's nominating committee and voting panel. The executive director of the Hall of Fame, Winston Kelly, says Mattioli helped bring some perspective to the process of inducting new members. He realized that hundreds were worthy to make it, but they all couldn't get in at once. Now Mattioli will take a special place in the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
We actually have a room that we call Honoring Our Legacy that honors those who helped build the sport, that you can help showcase them. Some will never get into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Others, like Doc, I think there will be a time that track operators and promoters will. So I think it definitely is. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say when, but the family has agreed to provide us a Doc photograph so we can put it in our Honoring Our Legacy theater so we can remember him now. And then hopefully his time will come.
Mario Andretti is in the Grand Prix Hall of Fame. The Nazareth resident used to race at Pocono.
He played a big role by taking the sport to the next level because this eastern area has been quite a fertile ground for motor racing, but mostly Saturday night, dirt track racing and so forth. And we built, when he was part of building the super speedway, he brought the sport, obviously, or he took this area to a different level because it attracted the Indy cars and NASCAR, the top echelon of the sport.
Before being laid to rest, Mattioli got one more ride around the track at the Pocono Raceway. Steve Fox knows that ride well. He's raced there, and he's the head instructor for the stock car racing experience at Pocono Raceway.
Obviously it's a sad day that, brings us all together. Truly, in my opinion, the first family in motorsports, the Mattiolis, what they've done for this area and what they've meant, to racing in general, and obviously to me. I work at Pocono. I'm lucky enough to get to have raced there. For me, it's home. So it's just a sad day, just a passing of a great man.
But it's not just the racing community that is mourning the loss of a friend. The entire local community has lost one of its biggest supporters.
I've attended many of the events that he has supported, and they were always well received, and they always talked about if it wasn't for him, those events would not happen, for taking care, helping support the needy people and people who were just destitute.
Oh, Doc has been a great friend and leader to the Poconos, and he's been a phenomenal philanthropist and a generous man, and the Poconos' loss is heaven's gain today.